Would you be surprised to learn that your ex's apparent instant recovery may actually be a sign that they are handling this breakup worse than you are? Well, I tell you what, as a relationship psychologist, I've discovered something fascinating about people who move on suspiciously fast. And in the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you what's really going on behind those never been better social media posts so you can start to make sense of what's really going on. And so, hello, if this is your first time tuning in, I'm Dr. Lisa Marie Bobby. I am a psychologist, I'm a marriage and family therapist, and for years I have been specializing in divorce and breakup recovery. And today we are diving into this mystifying phenomenon of the speed racing ex, the one that seems to have upgraded their entire life approximately 37 minutes after your breakup. There's actually a lot going on here. So we're going to paint a picture, first of all, right? Your ex is out there. They are, doing all kinds of fun things, getting a glow up. Maybe they're even dating again. And maybe you're seeing posts about this, right? They're going on exotic vacations with a best friend they just met. They are posting motivational quotes about living their best life. And they're looking good, right? They look happy. Meanwhile, poor you are still wearing their old t-shirt to bed, crying in your car when their songs comes on your playlist, right? You're thinking about them a lot. So first of all, let me just validate something. I know that this feels terrible when you're in this place, but there are reasons for this experience. And here's what actually is going on. It's kind of a truth bomb. And there are actually a few reasons why you might be experiencing this, but one of the first, and sometimes one of the hardest to accept, is that your ex actually had a secret head start in this process. For example, they were in a different place than you were while you were still in the relationship together. You thinking things were good, you're planning their future, right? But your ex was maybe mentally and emotionally packing their bags already while they were in a relationship with you. And that's crappy to think about, but as a therapist who often works with individuals who are trying to make decisions about their relationships, I know for a fact that that goes on all the time. But then when the breakup does happen, it's like you guys are in a race, but they had a half a mile head start. You were still tying your shoes and they took off. So that can be one reason why you guys are in different places, but that's not the only reason. Another really common one is this emotional Band-Aid idea, right? Meaning that even though your ex seems like they're doing great, they're not actually healing. They are hiding. It's like putting a live, laugh, love sticker over a crack in the wall and then calling it renovated. And that's not how this works. Right? So some people try to process big emotions or work through stuff by actually not thinking about them or processing them at all. They're not really moving on in an authentic way. They're kind of just like moving sideways, kicking the can down the road. And while it's a strategy, I mean, nobody's mad at people that do this because honestly, like who learns how to, am I right? The thing is that long term, your ex is just going to have all of this unfinished emotional business that is going to follow them into their next relationship, while you have a fantastic opportunity, which is to use the feelings you're having now and do some extremely productive personal growth work that will help you get visibility into yourself, your patterns in relationships, so that you're not just like getting over your ex, you're actually evolving as a human because of this experience, so that next time around, there is a next time, you are going to have a much happier, healthier, and enduring relationship, not by virtue of meeting the right person, but by having become the kind of person who is better able to make good choices about partners and to handle relationship friction, which always exists, in a way that creates a more stable, secure relationship. And that is fantastic. Because here's the reality. nobody's telling you about these speed healers, it's not even the thing, is that zero healing time often equals future problems. And also just remember, people are out there posting their highlight reel, not their 3 a.m. crying sessions, right? So it's like people are putting all these feelings on a credit card and that bill will come due. Now, let's also talk a little bit more about what real healing looks like, because at some point we need to stop getting so focused about what your ex is doing or not doing and instead really start thinking about you and your own process. And first of all, it does take actual time. Although time alone does not heal this. You can still be thinking about your ex 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I see that happen all the time, right? And so the thing that's really important to know, and that I actually didn't know, even as a therapist, I was not taught this in counseling school, but what I uncovered over years of research is that there is actually a very structured, believe it or not, process that includes 8 different stages of healing. And people who are doing this work need to move through all of these stages and really do the work of each stage in order to move on to the next. And also in order to really do the work of growth, healing, uncovering new things about themselves, making friends with all these instructive dark emotions. And that does take time. I think we all wish we could just jump right over to the end, and that's not how it happens. But the good news here is that when you slow down, dig in, and do that super important work of healing, it is authentic and it is yours to keep. Now, you may be thinking that your ex is all over this and oh my gosh, they're like completely unscathed. And I don't know, maybe not, but the truth is that you are having these feelings. You deserve to have this process. And when you take this time for yourself and make it productive, you're going to get out the other side stronger and more self-aware than ever, not despite this breakup, but actually because of it. And that's a beautiful thing. So if you want to get started on this journey, I have a free resource for you. Hop over to my website, growingself.com. If you come to the free resources tab of my website, right here you'll see a heartbreak recovery quiz that I put together for you. And this shows you how over your ex you actually are, and it will also provide you with a customized report detailing the specific steps that you need in order to do this work productively, let go of this relationship, and say hello to a bright new future. And your ex will be on their own to make sense of this their own way, but you can take charge of your life right now and get started doing this work. So again, come to my website, growingself.com. I'm Dr. Lisa, and hey, while you're there, I have tons of other free resources for you on the subject of divorce and breakup recovery. Check out my blog and podcast. I have tons of articles, podcast episodes, YouTube videos on this topic. I make them for you, and I sincerely hope you take advantage of them. So thanks for spending this time with me today, and I'll be back in touch with another episode of Love, Happiness, and Success.